Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is an absolutely wild day in the soap world today, and we have so much to talk about. Grab a coffee or a snack because the drama is completely off the charts right now, and we need to dive right into all of it. So let's just get right into it because I am honestly still reeling from what we just watched. I have been staring at my screen for hours trying to process this, and my brain is just mush at this point, but I have to talk about it. You guys know how we have been watching Hope play this incredibly dangerous game of hide and seek over at Logan. We all knew it was going to blow up in her face. We knew it. But I really did not think it would happen exactly like this. It was just so messy, so incredibly messy. A few episodes ago, we saw Hope hiding behind that screen in Katie's office. Brooke was right there. Brooke was just grilling Katie and demanding to know who this mystery designer was that Katie had managed to hire so fast. Hope was literally holding her breath behind that screen, and she managed to sneak out. She actually made it out the door while Brooke was distracted by the argument with Katie. But here is the thing. Here is the absolute kicker that just makes you want to scream at your television. In her rush to get out of there before her mother saw her, Hope dropped the contract. Yes, the contract, the actual physical contract that proves she signed with the rival company. I mean, what were they thinking? Who walks around with the most incriminating piece of paper in the entire world just loose in their hands? It is so stupid, but she dropped it. It just slipped right out of her hands or her bag or whatever in her panic to escape. And Brooke, being Brooke, of course she finds it. She is pacing around Katie's office, probably still ranting about Forrester Creations and Legacy and all that stuff, and she looks down. She picks it up. And you guys, the look on Catherine Kelly Lang's face in that moment, it was pure cinema. You could literally see the exact second her heart just completely shattered, and then immediately that heartbreak turned into pure, hot rage. She reads the name on the paper, Hope Logan Spencer, signed on the dotted line for Logan, right there in black and white. The rival company, right under Brooke's nose. And you have to remember why this is so devastating for Brooke. Brooke has been out there celebrating. She was literally just celebrating what she thought was Hope's grand return to Forrester Creations. She was championing her daughter. She was fighting Steffy for her. And all this time, Hope was secretly working with Katie. Hope was working with Bill and Deke Sharp. Let's not even get started on the whole Deke Sharp decoy thing because that just makes it so much worse. Brooke thought Deke was just some inexperienced rookie that Katie hired out of desperation. She even called Hope to gossip about it. She called her own daughter to laugh about Dek's new job, and Hope just played dumb. Hope faked ignorance. And now Brooke is standing there holding the proof that her daughter has been playing her for an absolute fool. So Brooke doesn't even confront Katie right then and there. Maybe she realizes Katie is a lost cause. I don't know. But she takes that piece of paper and she heads straight for the Logan mansion. And that brings us to the showdown, the confrontation we have all been waiting for. Brooke marches into the Logan mansion and it is explosive. I haven't seen Brooke this mad in a really long time. She is just shaking with anger. She corners Hope in the living room and she just unleashes on her. She waves that contract in Hope's face and the accusations just start flying left and right. Brooke accuses Hope of completely destroying the family legacy. She says Hope has shattered the trust that they have built over the years. And she says Hope did it all because of her own personal ambition. Personal ambition, that is what Brooke called it. And let's be real here for a second. Is it really just personal ambition? Maybe I'm being too harsh on Brooke, but I feel like she is completely missing the bigger picture here. But Brooke is just yelling. She is yelling about how the Logans and the Forresters are supposed to be united. She is screaming about how Hope has just taken a wrecking ball to everything that Eric and Ridge have built over the decades. Brooke is so deeply tied to the Forrester name and to Ridge that she views any attack on the company as a direct attack on her own marriage and her own life. And to find out that the attack is coming from inside the house, from her own daughter, it is just too much for her to handle. She tells Hope that she has completely ruined the legacy. She says that all the years of fighting to secure their place in the fashion world, all the sacrifices, they are all just garbage now because Hope wanted to be the star at Logan. Brooke is just relentless. She doesn't even give Hope a chance to breathe in the beginning. She just keeps hammering her with these massive, heavy words: betrayal, ruin, ambition, deception. But then Hope breaks down, and Annika Noel, wow. She just brings the absolute tears in this scene. Hope starts crying in absolute despair. She is sobbing. And it isn't just fake tears to get out of trouble. You can tell she is genuinely broken by this. She tries to explain herself to her mother. She tells Brooke that she didn't do this to destroy the family. She didn't do this to hurt Brooke. She did it because she just wanted to find her own identity. And you know what? Fair. That is so incredibly fair. Because think about what Hope has been dealing with for the past few months. Let's really look at the history here. Steffy Forrester Finnegan has been holding Hope's career hostage. Steffy paused the Hope for the future line. Steffy has been using her co-CEO power to just completely crush Hope's spirit at every single turn. Hope tells her mother that she had to escape Steffy's grip. She uses those exact words. She had to escape. She was suffocating at Forrester Creations. She was never going to be respected there. Steffy was always going to look down on her and use her power to keep Hope in her place. And honestly, I kind of agree with Hope here. Changing my mind a bit from earlier, but Hope is right. Steffy was never going to let Hope shine. Even when Steffy offered that big promise to relaunch the line after Eric's haute couture show, it always felt like a trap. It always felt like Steffy was just dangling a carrot to keep Hope under her thumb. Hope tells Brooke that she was drowning in Steffy's shadow and she needed to break free. She needed to prove that she is more than just a Forrester employee. She is a designer with her own vision and her own voice, and Katie gave her that lifeline. Katie gave her the creative control and the respect that Steffy refused to give her. Hope is just crying, begging her mother to understand. She is saying, "Mom, please, I just needed to be me. I needed to be free of Steffy." It is such a raw, emotional moment. You can see how much guilt Hope has been carrying around. The lies have been eating her alive. Liam was right to be worried about the psychological toll this was taking on her. She looks exhausted. She looks like a little girl who just wants her mom to hug her and tell her it is going to be okay. But does Brooke care? Nope, not even a little bit. Brooke is so blinded by her loyalty to Ridge and the Forrester name that she can't even see her daughter's pain. She doesn't hear a word about Steffy's bullying. All she hears is excuses. Brooke looks Hope dead in the eye, while Hope is literally sobbing in front of her, and she delivers this line that just gave me absolute chills. Brooke tells Hope that this betrayal is a scar that will never heal. A scar that will never heal. I mean, okay, that sounded a little bit dramatic, but you get what I mean. It is peak soap opera melodrama, and I am here for it, but it is also so incredibly cruel. Brooke is basically saying that their mother-daughter relationship is permanently broken. She is telling her own child that she has crossed a line that she can never, ever uncross. You could see the life just drain out of Hope's eyes when Brooke said that. To have your own mother look at you with that much disgust and tell you that you are permanently scarred in her eyes. That is brutal, just brutal. And Brooke goes even further. She doesn't just stop at their personal relationship. She zooms out and makes it about the whole family dynamic. Brooke declares that this stunt Hope pulled, this secret contract with Katie, is putting the entire Logan Forrester alliance on the brink of total collapse. And she might not be wrong about that part. Think about it. The Logan and Forrester families have always had this very fragile piece. It is always held together by duct tape and Brooke's marriage to Ridge, but now you have Katie Logan and Bill Spencer actively plotting to destroy Eric Forrester's legacy comeback. And they are using Hope Logan to do it. Steffy is already furious. Ridge is already arrogant and dismissive, but when he finds out that Hope was the mastermind behind the rival line, oh my gosh, Ridge is going to lose his mind. Brooke knows this. Brooke knows that Ridge is going to look at her and blame her. He is going to say, "Your sister and your daughter are trying to ruin my family." And Brooke is terrified of losing Ridge, so she is taking all of that fear and all of that panic, and she is projecting it right onto Hope. She is blaming Hope for the fact that her marriage might blow up again. It is just such a messy, complicated, beautiful disaster of a storyline. I have been covering this show for a while, and honestly, I am a bit tired of the constant back and forth between the Logans and the Forresters, but this feels different. This doesn't feel like a silly misunderstanding. This feels like a fundamental fracture in the family. Hope has finally stepped out of the good girl box and made a selfish, ruthless business decision. And Brooke is punishing her for it because Brooke expects Hope to always be the perfect, obedient daughter who sacrifices her own happiness for the sake of the family peace. But Hope is done sacrificing, even through her tears, even while she is crying in absolute despair. You can tell that Hope doesn't actually regret signing the contract. She regrets hurting her mother. She regrets the lying, but she doesn't regret taking control of her own life. And that is what makes Brooke so mad. Brooke realizes she can't control Hope anymore. What happens next? I don't even know who actually believes this is going to end well. The fans on social media are already taking sides. Half the people are screaming that Hope is a traitor and she deserves to be disowned. The other half are cheering for her to finally stand up to Steffy and Brooke. I am honestly somewhere in the middle. I hate the lying, but I love the drama. And what about Katie? Where is Katie in all of this? She knew this would happen. She pushed Hope to keep lying. She told Will it was just business. Katie is going to have to answer for this too. If the Logan Forrester alliance completely collapses, Katie is going to be standing right in the middle of the rubble holding the match. So yeah, that is where we are at. A dropped contract. A screaming match at the mansion, a mother disowning her daughter's actions, and a family alliance hanging by a thread. I need to go lay down and process this because my brain is just fried. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Brooke being too harsh? Was Hope justified in escaping Steffy's grip? Let's talk about it. I'll see you guys in the next update.